Ryan, welcome to the Sports Editor. Thanks so very much for chatting to us about your career and what you've been up to lately. It's good to see you and chat to you, man.
No, thanks for having me. Looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Ryan, you you attended St. Andrews Grahamstown, fantastic school. And while you were there, was rugby your pure focus during your college time?
I'd say rugby was very important at St. Andrews. I think a lot of the Eastern Cape schools, rugby is the be all and end all at school, and it was so special. I think rugby at St. Andrews definitely molded me into the player I am. The coach philosophy, it is always, running rugby, no kicking, like one look, one pass. It's I had some great memories there, and I'd say, I forgot where I was going with it. Rugby, I'd say, is very important. It was fun. Absolutely fun.
Yeah. Ryan, look, you obviously played loose forward, but gee whiz, athletes, you dominated in the field. You could have played anywhere in that back line as well, couldn't you?
I did actually start my first trial period. Dick put me on the wing at the one shot thing, the one duck training game. Then obviously went to sevens, and then when I came back, I went to played rovers a bit, and I kind of decided that eighth man is where I wanted to play. I had the most fun there, and never played them. I got to the Sharks. It was fun.
That's good. That's good. And then obviously, your career, you've done exceptionally well. Played for the Sharks, spent some time in Japan, and we'll touch on Japan a bit later. But I want to touch on 2009, that British and Irish Lions tour. I mean, that's just that's fantastic. Would you say that tournament's regarded as probably the second best thing to the Rugby World Cup?
I think, World Cup, and they'll be on a par, because for any nation that plays against the British and Irish Lions, it only comes on once every 12 years, so it's a massive opportunity to be part of it, whether it's club rugby playing against them, or the national side. I think if you've had a chance to play against them, you're one of a very small few players that get that chance, So I'd say, being a part of that British and Irish Lions series was unbelievable. The vibe the guys brought, everywhere you went, down the shops, no matter where you went, it was a crazy atmosphere. I was fortunate to be a part of it.
That's very good. Well, let's hope it happens next year. It's sort of like a tennis match backwards and forwards. But it'll be great to experience one here again in South Africa. Let's hope. Yeah. Your time in Japan was very good. You played for, I'm going to pronounce this correctly, Toyota Verblitz.
Toyotas. There are two Toyotas. There's Toyota Verblitz, and then there's Toyota. It comes up Kankowski, or it's Toyota Industries Corporation.
Right.
Toyota is one company in South Africa, but there are actually a lot of companies where Toyota, the one I was with, is the mother company, but then the rest kind of fall in underneath. So there's a lot of different divisions. It's quite complicated. And I was based there for 5 years. A great bunch of people. We started their second division, mid-table second division. And our first year there, we ended up winning the promotion relegation. And we slowly, got better, as the years went on. And, the 5 years there, then I ended up spending a year at NTT Docomo in Osaka. Also a great bunch of people. They really do look after me, and I had a fantastic time.
That's great. Yeah. How good are the sushi skills then?
Pardon?
How good are the sushi skills then?
I'm good at eating sushi. That's about it. My wife learned a bit how to cook. I just eat. Yeah.
But it seems there that, since Japan qualified for the Rugby World Cup, the people there seem to be embracing rugby a lot more, and they're trying to support it as well as they can. Did you see that in your time there in Japan?
Definitely. I was unfortunately in Japan sitting at a pub called Boobies when they beat us the previous year. just devastating. You've never been in a place where the whole pub stands up and looks at you and he's like, okay, you know. There's myself and I think it was JJ. We were sitting there and they were telling us how easy the game was going to be for us and what do we think the score was going to be, you know. Obviously, it wasn't easy, and then they literally gave us. Oh, it didn't stop. Literally didn't stop. But luckily, we ended up coming, I think, third or something bad. But it was really special to see how, from literally the following day after they beat us, you literally get onto a bus or a train and see people with trying to learn and playing against your team. I think every country in the world was supporting them to do well with their hands up.
No, that's brilliant. Yeah, that's so good to see. No, because it wasn't up, and I think since that result, like, I think it's opened rugby even more. Like, yeah, I can actually beat you. As well.
And they can. They work harder than any nation I've ever been to. You know, if you tell them to do something, they literally, if you tell them it'll make them better, they will do it 1,000 times. It's literally whatever, no matter how small it is, they will do it to be better. So it's
sure.
They really are going to be a nation to watch, I think, in a couple of years. Excuse me, a couple of years time. They're really beating people from nowhere. I think they're a top tier team now. They've been pulled up into their top category 1 teams. Massive achievement. They're really stepping up year after year.
No, they're really good to see. Because right then, you played for the Red Hurricanes.
Yes.
But an interesting one that I don't know how you managed to play back-to-back seasons. So you'd play in Japan and you'd come to South Africa, maybe. How did you manage?
Barely. It was tough. It was crazy. You know, like I remember the first season we literally lost the final in New Zealand. That semi-final Super Rugby against the Chiefs. We literally flew back. I had 2 days to pack my bags. I got on landed literally on the Wednesday or Thursday. That week, I was on the bench for a warm-up game. And then literally a week later, the season starts. And then when the season ends, you have a bit of a break, like in between. They do, like the promo relegation games in Japan. So you have like 2 weeks before the last game. You're playing your last game in Feb or March or January. And then you literally fly back and you've got a week before Super Rugby. 5 years. Yeah, it was hectic. I think it does catch up with you. I started a couple niggles starting to hurt. In the gym and sort of training, you struggled, but game-wise, you were so game fit by the time you got back. I think there was an upside and a downside. I think the injuries came. Maybe you weren't as hungry for it first year when you get to that 5th year, but it was a great experience. I loved every second.
No, very, very good. Yeah, you've definitely got the maximum out of your career, I'd say.
Yeah. 10 years in 5. It's great.
Yeah. So roughly, how many games did you play for the Sharks? Sorry, I should have done my homework better. But yeah, how?
Super Rugby, it's like around 105, 107, 110, somewhere there. Then Curry Cup, also like 60s, 70s. A couple. We played quite a few games.
You've had your fair share of rugby. Yeah. But just touch a bit about the structure of the Japanese rugby, because we don't get to see it on TV. Don't hear much about it. Is it played with quite some veracity? And is it set to become even more popular, do you think?
I think it's definitely going to get more popular. The better the national team does, I think it's just going to keep growing at a phenomenal rate. Like the schools are playing it. Each club, I promise you, if you see on the Saturdays and stuff where you're not playing, they have all these small academies. They bring in all age groups, boys, girls, from all over. They've got the foreigners that obviously aren't involved in the game that day coming to do coaching lessons. Once, sometimes twice a week, where you're doing these cool things trying to uplift the schools. University rugby in Japan is massive. I think bigger following in that than there is actually with the main sides. We offer university teams that come and play against us at training. And, I think rugby is just phenomenal how the whole system works. The companies, it's not like South Africa, I think, where SARU pay the union to be a part of it. They give them their yearly whatever amount of money. The companies pay to be a part of their competition. So
Sure.
the likes of like Toyota, Suntory, maybe even Docomo, the big guys, they pump a lot of money into. They own the stadiums. They kind of run the show with money when it comes to rugby, and it's done properly. If they say they're going to do something, they do it 100%. I don't know if you had a chance to go to the World Cup. They're a very proud nation. There's proud respect, and they want to earn it. I think everything they can do to earn that respect, they do it, and it's actually amazing to see how they work.
Oh, very good. Sounds like you've had a great time there and you've enjoyed it.
Really good friends. I promise you, when you rocked up in the beginning, you do gym, you do some warm-up drills that you did at the Sharks or Springboks, and you'd see the youngsters like watching you, what you're doing. And then once you're done, they kind of ask you, okay, why are you doing that? You're like, well, I was weak doing this, or I wanted to work on this pass. You go inside and you shower, chat inside for rubbish for like 2 hours. You on your way home, you see that same group of guys still practicing that for 2 hours.
Sure.
Gym, they see you doing exercise in the gym. You leave, you come past once you've showered and stuff. They're still in there doing the stuff you're doing. Because you've, in their eyes, you're top of your game, and they want to get there. It's, that's why, I think once it's really a special how hard they do really put work into the game.
That's an incredible experience. Yeah, and that's talk about passion. Sure.
No, it's proper passion.
Yeah. Brian, then you're known for running all across the field and up and down. That 80-meter try you scored with Ron Pino against the Chiefs. When you look back at moments like that, that sums up your career, a really successful one? Because you were just everywhere, you got stuck and you did your thing. Is that fair to say that, if you had a look at that moment, that sort of sums up your career?
Yes, great memories. It was one of them. I think it does, scoring tries, smiling on your way to scoring tries. Those memories with your friends, after the game in the change room, even the opposition, I remember when that try had happened, Stephen Donald actually came up to me and he literally he was like, why did it have to be you, running? So you become friends with a lot of the guys, and it was a great part of my life. I wouldn't change it for the world. And the Sharks, we had a good run when we were there. The bunch of guys that were there, we started together, we built up the team together, and then we handed it on, to the next group of guys. So it was really special, and I think I'm happy. I can't complain. I was very fortunate when I started. They said, you'll be lucky to have a 10-year career, from under 20 all the way through. And I think I played for 13, 14 years, not including the double seasons, So I think I see myself as very lucky and very appreciative to what I had.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that leads to the next question, Ryan. What do you do all day? I'm joking. You're currently involved in esports. Could you give us a bit more breakdown? What exactly are you doing with esports?
Well, I've had a couple of friends. I've always been involved in computer gaming and stuff since I was little. I loved it. It kept me busy. And then obviously while you're playing rugby, you train early morning, come home, literally it keeps you out of trouble. Playing games, go train. Go to one of those. Got to meet a lot of the people in the game, gaming in Joburg. And their teams on a lot of multiple games. And we ended up starting a team. He asked me, listen, come play a thing under their team banner. And, I did for a few years. And, still know all of them, still play quite often.
Okay. Sorry, that disturbed the game? I'm really sorry, Ryan.
My wife's working in other rooms, so I had to kind of lock myself in the dungeon. I've still got lots of friends that play, so any free moment, I do end up sitting with them. And it's great. You get to see so many new or different, experiences going to Comic-Con, bumping into parents with their kids. You see a guy walking with his son and he doesn't want to be there, and then he looks at me and he's like, "But you play rugby, what are you doing here?" Rugby players don't play games. This is like a thing, I think it's slowly changing, gaming in South Africa. I think we're a good couple of years behind the rest of the world, but it's a massive multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar industry worldwide, and we haven't tapped into it yet, so I've got a lot of good friends that are doing as much as they can for gaming. Metal State's a company in Joburg. They host competitions all the time, monthly, just really trying to get it out there, and I love it. Kills time.
Yeah. Apparently the talk is the mobile phone is also going to be the next big thing to play on.
Really, it's really taking off. Like all these games that you normally play on your PC, you can play them on your phone.
Sure.
And I think now with its new 5G coming out, I think it's going to be even quicker, So, I think every few years, it's just these massive jumps in technology, and gaming just flying at the moment.
Talking about flying, I believe your golf is doing very well. What handicap are you at the moment?
I think I'm a 7. I'm a 7 on the index, so I'm still single digits. I don't know. 3-4 month layoff. I think it's going to be a disaster. But I try and play as possible. My uncles now, my wife's, they involved in the Pigeon Coup. It's a little gambling golf school, so I try and tag along. I'm not good enough to gamble with them just yet, so I just try and squeeze in and watch the old sharks take on the guys. But I really love it. It's another passion I've gotten into. The more time you put in, the more it gives out. So I'm putting as much as possible, and just try and be good. I want to try and get to scratch. So that's my goal.
Well, now that you've got time on your hands, I'm sure you can do it.
Literally sitting in a room, there's not much time. You just sit here in a little apartment, killing me.
All right, hang in there. Ryan, as it sort of come to an end, and there's been lots of talk about a whole lot of rugby things that are going on. I think no one else has got anything better to do. Is there going to be like a world rugby calendar? They just put sort of everything together, and there's like a world rugby calendar. I know Brian and Banner touched on it. And they're even looking at like Pro 18 now. It's all, wow, it's interesting times. Do you think they'll go there?
I don't know. I don't see it working. We're too far away from each other, I think, to make it work. Perfect world. They're really complaining about just Super Rugby, with us Southern Hemisphere teams. So I don't know how. I don't see how they get it to work. With everyone in one global. I don't know. I might see us, like there's big talk with us leaving the Southern Hemisphere, moving to Northern Hemisphere. I can see that happening. Money-wise, I think it's a no-brainer for us. I think image rights, all the games will be at the right time. So I think, it seems that a good choice for South Africa. It'll help our rugby. I don't know, playing against New Zealand, Australia, I think, you're playing against the most consistently the best team in the world, so I'd hate to be making that decision. I'm happy. But I don't know. It's we struggled flying back and forth to South Africa, so I had an extra 15 hours onto it. I just don't see how they're going to make it work.
Sure. Well, I think they'll have to make a decision soon.
Yeah, because you're drinking me at home this time.
Well, you've got to catch up because closes on Thursday, so you've got to. Yeah, because the guys who need to get up and play, and you've got all these TV rights, and people are trying to keep going, and they've got to make a decision soon. So, yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see when that happens. Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Ryan, it's been absolutely great to chat to you.
No,
Good
thanks,
luck with you.
Thank
Yeah, I
you.
want to see the headlights there. Kankowski dominates esports, whatever.
Yes, I'm too far behind these guys. These like 13-year-olds kick your ass all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm tag along.
That's incredible. You see, like America take on in China, for example, like in StarCraft, whatever it might be, or Warcraft, and they go guns blazing at each other, and they are like, it's just mind blowing what these guys.
There's a couple of games like Dota. There's I think a $30 million prize pool.
Wow.
And then every month there's a competition where they can win like $500,000 to $1 million a tournament. And that's one game. It's one game, and there's so many people. It's like you're an instant millionaire, dollar millionaire. Not even, and companies are pumping billions into it. It's untapped. I don't know. We're a bit far away from everyone. So until something like 5G and those underground cables start coming in, I think we'll be a bit behind. But I think once they do that, we've got some brilliant gamers in South Africa that can take on the world. So, it's another place. I think there's a great talent.
Sure. Wait with bated breath to see what happens there. As soon as your gaming companies got like in big competitions, please let me know.
No, well,
I'm in America. Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I actually saw you playing rugby, because I used to live in Pietermaritzburg before I moved down to Cape Town. Yes. The chickens are running on with bare shaggy hair running out and dominating. It was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's good, Ryan. It was lots of fun. And I just wonder, almost, I'm not saying guys should just play around all day, but almost that fun has been sort of taken out of rugby at the moment. I don't know if you've played on level, but
there's a time and a place. Dick Muir was really in Plum when they were there. They were really good at it. There's a time for fun and there's a time for being serious. You finish the game. If you're injured, like no beers, it's recovery, it's physical, it's very serious. But if you're fine, switch off, go have fun. We'll see you Sunday morning for recovery. It's like they're very switching on and switching off. And I think at the moment, it's always been professional, but I think it's getting more and more and more. Those few inches. I definitely think they'll with that sort of philosophy of letting the guys kind of enjoy themselves. But I don't know. I think each coach has their own little way of getting the best out of them. And I don't know. I think getting very serious. I think it's 24/7. Eat, sleep, rugby. I don't think it's good all the time.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think you almost become numb. It's like, you're just like a robot. Be there, do this, do that. And you do.
Yeah, most jobs are Monday to Friday, and then you switch off on the weekends. For us, it's Monday to Friday, and then Saturday you're playing, then Sunday you're doing recovery, and then Monday you start again.
Sure.
So if you're not switching off in between, I think you will get tired. And I think Dick and them were ready to get home, do this, go to rugby. When you come back those 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon, you switch on when you're there, you do it 100%, and then, get out again. So, it's a tough mix. I think every player is different, and, everyone needs some people need a bit of a harder, tougher hand than others, in kind of guiding them where they need to go. And, I think that's what makes a good coach, kind of knowing which player needs a bit of guidance and which one needs to kind of be told to kind of calm down.
Were you ever told to calm down, Ryan?
Nah. You kind of just go have fun. Whatever. Just do it 100% and deal back, please. We had lots of fun.
That's great. Good stuff, Ryan.
Sure.
It's been a lekker to chat to you, my man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Paul. Really appreciate it. No worries.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, no worries. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Bye, man.